Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I wish to Dr. Azrul and to everyone who's watching this video right now. So, my name is Mohamad Amin Mustaqim bin Bakri, and my magic number is 202334. So, before I continue with this presentation, I wanted to say sorry to Doctor because currently I'm using the Writer WPS, which the same as the Microsoft Word. I can't use the Eclipse because I'm using an old computer and it does not support Eclipse, and I'm afraid even if I download it, it will make this computer even laggier than it already does, and it might crashes a lot. So I'm sorry about that. I need to continue in these words, and I already copied the example of the coding that I'll be explaining regarding to my topic in these words. So sorry about that. So without further ado, I'm going to continue with my presentation. So my topic that I was assigned is the file not found exception. So what exactly is file not found exception? Actually, file not found exception is actually a very common exception in Java, and it is thrown as indicated on Java's API documentation. This exception can be thrown when a file with the specified path name does not exist, or when a file with a specified path name does exist but is inaccessible for some reason. So how to handle it, you might ask. First of all, we need to take into account that this file not found exception is an extension from the java.io.io exception that is also an extension from the java.lang.exception. So you will need to deal with it with a try catch block as with any other check exception. Then what to do inside the try catch block actually depends on what you need to do. You may need it to alert a user with a dialog or error messages, create a file in another path, or also just log an error. So we're moving on from the description. This is the example. So we move into the example. These are the coding that I can found. So as you can see, like I said before, it is an import Java from the io exception. It's an understand. So that's why it is here. So in this example, we are going to show what will happen, or what is the output when a file is being called but the file does not exist. So as you can see, this is the file name that we are going to use, the input.txt, and in the main you can see the try and catch block that will be used to catch the error or the file not found exception. So in this coding or example, when we run this program, if there is no file name input.txt, you will only read the try from here, read the file name input.txt, and you will skip here, straight just go into the catch one, and it will say an IO exception was caught. So this will be the output if the file does not exist. An IO exception was caught, java.io file not found exception, input.txt, no such file or directory. So this is the output if the file input.txt does not exist. So this is just the other error that it can be found, or some useful tools that I've been using because I'm using the import java.io buffer reader file and also file reader. So that is how the try and catch, that is what file not found exception actually is, which when you call a file but if it does not exist or the name of the file is wrong, typed wrongly, it will catch with whatever you put the print is, and it will tell you why, which is the file is does not exist, or directory. So that is the example of what happened when a file not found exception occurs. So how do you deal with the file not found exception actually? So there's actually a three-way and three problem, but this is just one of it. This one is when you call a file but it does not exist. So how do you deal with it is, if the message of the exception claims that there is no such file or directory, then you must verify that the specified is correct and actually points to a file or directory that exists on your system. So maybe I need to choose another file that actually exists in this computer, so then it will let you read what the content is, or even write in it regarding to your coding. And the other ways you can deal with a different problem is, let's say if the message of the exception claims that permission is denied, then you must first check if the permission of the file are correct, and second, if the file is currently being used by another application. So that is how you deal with the file not found exception. There's two ways, which is the one with the file does not exist, so you need to change the name of the file that you're going to be called, or also if the file does exist but it can't be opened, maybe the permission of the file is limited, or also it is being opened on another application. So that is it for my presentation on the file not found exception. Thank you.